It was a chimpanzee. No, it was a chimpanzee.
Bro, I think we'll rip your face off, bro.
They had have you ever seen Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
They basically had Caesar.
Caesar.
An albino version though. It was an all-white chimpanzee chained up to the wall.
That cannot be legal.
In
And he
Nebraska?
said it was just standing there. And he's like, I didn't look at it in the eyes. But here's the best part. Didn't sell him. He's driving away, and the chimp had a window, a barred up window. He said it was in. Have you ever seen Family Guy with the angry monkey? Remember the angry monkey Family Guy? He said it was on the bars, staring at him as he drove away.
There's no way that's legal.
What up, everybody? Another episode of Adversity Kings. Very special episode. We have a record breaker in our insurance company. So Julian broke our record this week, and by our record, I mean my record. So unfortunate, but also very fortunate. So sick, bro. What'd you net for the week?
I netted 43.4 thousand, I think, for the week. Yeah,
that was like over $43,000. We got a top leader as well. So business partner, right hand of business. We got Justin Maska, and then we got Julian, obviously sitting right here.
Top producer.
Yeah,
and the whole thing.
Yeah, legit, bro. Probably top producer out of the whole company for the past week. I would imagine you dropped 43. Did it? I don't watch any of the.
I think it's Monday, right? Comes out Monday.
I think one person beat me on MJ's deal. I think he didn't.
I saw someone. I saw someone post 70,000.
Yeah, 70,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You should have worked
I don't know
harder.
if he actually net that or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I was like, I don't know, but it looks sick. So
definitely top 5.
Yeah.
Have to be top 5.
Yeah, there's no way.
The only other people I could think of would be Barbazini.
Yeah.
And we know Ali Saad.
Yeah.
But in a non-push month, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, let's recap. Let's talk about stories, talk about life. You know what I mean? I think we've done a pod before in regard to like your whole life and everything like that. So we don't have to go, completely regurgitate everything, but let's talk about coming down here and just getting involved in life insurance. How old are you again?
I'm 21 years old.
21 years old. So you've been with us for what, over a year?
A year and a half now.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Selling life insurance, working virtual, working in and out of the office up in Chicago. Do you plan on moving down here?
I plan on moving eventually, yeah.
He wants to live in the city. Last time I talked to him.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
I was looking at places in the city.
Yeah.
And just it being super cold and
yeah.
I don't know, to kind of turn me away. But there's definitely nice places in the city. I like the view and everything.
Yeah.
I like the high rise and everything.
Yeah.
It's like mini New York, kind of.
Fort Lauderdale probably has some nice views too.
Yeah. I also like working out at an office.
Yeah.
I think I focus better at an office compared to working at home. So
yeah, everybody does.
That's kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, everybody does. Even myself, I miss the office. You know what I mean? I feel like a little more concentration there.
A lot of good memories
better.
too.
Yeah.
Messing around in there.
Yeah. Having people in there too. Like,
what?
You're not just bored all.
What bro say? A lot of good memories.
What are you thinking, Diddy?
A lot of good memories. Messing around with the boys.
Yeah, I mean, we did a bunch of crazy stuff, bro. Wrestling, people doing front flips.
No,
Tristan promoted a whole wrestling ring in there.
Yeah.
None of me.
Playing dodgeball, dude.
I was always
good times,
operating as a businessman myself.
Nah, you did not.
Sick,
People
bro.
quit because of the wrestling. Did somebody?
Did somebody?
Did somebody
I
get
don't
thrown
know.
into the wall or something?
Yeah.
I wasn't there for
That
that.
actually
That
was
one
not.
kid.
That was like a
wasn't-
butterfly effect that just started like a whole chain
Yeah.
of events of people trying to get recruited or recruiting our people.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
I
All
wasn't
because
there
of
for
one
that.
wrestling event.
That sucked.
Yeah.
Sick, bro. Well, what you gotta have? I mean, roughly over 100 bands now that you've set aside.
Not liquid, no.
Yeah, close.
Get close though.
Yeah, close to 100
100%,
bands.
That's
21
fire.
years
21
old.
years old, dude.
Yeah.
I had $2 in my account.
Yeah.
I was 21, bro.
Yeah.
No, I had 100 bands.
That's because you guys started in sales way before me. I started late.
How old were you?
21. Yeah.
Yeah, I started when
Turning
I was
22.
20, yeah.
Turning 22 is when I got the SGA position, so I had 100 bands, and then they promoted me to SGA. I lost all my money. So
Yeah.
That's good.
but that's the like actual like route of entrepreneurship. You got to lose 100 bands.
Yeah, no.
You know,
And
you
like
just spend it today. Put it on black.
all right, that's great.
Put 100 on black.
I want to start
Put 100 on
reinvesting back in the business for
No,
sure.
1,000%.
Yeah.
and into yourself as well, because I think a lot of people they'll get into sales, especially like myself. I look back at like all the cash I've spent on putting back into the business, but you have to do it with a certain level of wisdom and realizing like, all right, you don't own the business, so you got to make sure you're allocating that cash properly, so you have like getting a property or getting something that's going to appreciate in value, and that you're going to have security because the leads got cut off, the business got cut off. You have nothing to show for it. You got paid last week, but there's no guarantee of you getting paid month in and month out especially substantially. Life insurance does have passive income.
Yeah, I feel like that's any business though. It's going to be up and down.
Yeah,
but you definitely have to be smart with the money.
I wish we were smarter when we were younger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With
For
our
sure,
cash.
I would have done a lot of things different with money.
Yeah.
No more cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more cars.
I mean, I don't even think you guys have crazy cars.
Yeah, it's not
I
crazy,
think if
but
it's more, I think if it's more than like 40, 50 down, or more than like, if you don't have 10 times or maybe 5 times of whatever you're putting down, like if you're putting 20,000 down, I think you should have 100,000 after. You know what I mean? Whatever you put down, and then the monthly payment. I don't think that's a big deal. You know what I mean?
it's not at
$2,000.
all.
No. If you're in sales, you can make that at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still think it's super stupid regardless, because you could take that 20 bands, 40 bands, 50 bands, and put it into some type of cash appreciating
You can buy a
asset.
house with that with a, was it FHA or something?
Yeah,
or
that
whatever it's
first
called?
loan.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're
I don't
buying
know
your
much
first
about it, but
property.
you probably know the most. I think you
6
can-
months ago, I was looking to upgrade that car, but now it's completely. I don't.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
just keep my car.
Yeah,
that I
no.
have.
I mean, you could wrap it, maybe
Yeah.
put some downpipes on the M4,
Yeah.
make it pop. It'd be
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah.
sick, but
I'm not into cars like that. If I'm being
no,
honest.
no.
Yeah,
What about
I mean, especially 10 years from now, because it's like the car scene is so inflated. Everybody and their mother has a
Yeah, that's true.
base model Lamborghini or a 2012 nicer Lamborghini or whatever. People have all these old whips and everything like that, or they're renting whips, whatever they're doing. They're spending a bunch of cash, buying these whips, and they don't realize 10, 15, 20 years from now, the guy that was working in sales and taking that cash and deploying it into, security, equity building, assets like businesses and building their own business, they're going to be 35, 40, 45 years old with a jet, with a yacht.
Yeah.
And the kid that went out and got the Lambo and got the Rolls Royce and got the Bentleys and blew all the cash on the cars, especially with no equity, opposed to just like an insurance, they'll sell you you're building up passive income. It's a fraction of a percent of passive income unless you own the business. And so then they're 35, 40 years old wondering like, man, why am I in the same exact position where I'm at? And I got to jump through all these loopholes to keep getting paid. It's like, dude, you could have spent the millions of dollars you made in cash flow and built your own business, build a business, or accumulated a real estate portfolio, some type of portfolio of legitimate equity. Like,
That's like the sales hamster wheel, because you make the money and then you spend the money, but you have the mindset of I can get the money right back.
Yeah.
So it's like an endless cycle over and over and over again.
Yeah.
We see that happen all the time.
1,000%.
Yeah, we
I've
do.
seen it happen.
Yeah, I've fallen in that trap where like I'll spend
1,000.
money thinking like, or just saying like I'll make it back next week.
Yeah.
One bad month, it's all it takes, and then
Yeah. Really a bad
done for
day.
it, yeah.
I lost 40 grand in a day once. So just a bad day. You could lose 40 bands. But even then, it's like in the grand scheme of things, like 40 bands is not a hit. You know what I mean? 40 bands is breakfast.
yeah,
That'd be insane.
40 grand on a breakfast.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
pushes you to make more too.
1,000%.
Make
What's your goal next year? Like, what's the vision for next year? How much money you want to make?
Well, I think the best way to go about sales is like mastering it and then pouring that into other people.
Yeah.
So I would say the first half of the year is still you being top producer, doing what I do now.
Yeah.
And then after half a year, I don't want like a huge team, but I want like a few heavy
Quality.
hitters.
Yeah,
like
quality.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, because if you did 43,000 this week. If you had 10 of you, that's 430,000.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, if that was within your business, you had a team do $500,000 for the week. We just round that up. You would have made 100 grand for the week without selling anything. You know what I mean? So you 5x your income and 10x reverse the amount of work. You're not doing any work per se, aside from developing, identifying who's going to be top talent. But you don't get top talent without being top talent.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
You got to be a dog before you get dogs. You know what I mean? You got to be a top producer, top leader in some way, shape, or form.
I'd rather have 10 people making like 20 grand a week than like 50 people
And
making
it's
$2
way
grand.
better brand building that way. I think a mistake that I've made in sales and leadership, and really kind of just been forced to make, operating within the limitations of our business, our industry. Sometimes you're in a position where it's like you have no choice but scaling your company if you're limited on resources. Like there's people out there that'll watch this. They're limited on resources, or limited on products, or they're limited on resource accessibility.
Yeah.
Like we only had access to 2 states.
Not even 2 states, bro.
Yeah,
Literally,
a state and a half.
Yeah, state
You know
and
what
a
I
half.
mean? So
State
it's
and a
like
fourth of a
for us to scale, we had to recruit. Quantity brought you, which is quality. But what ends up happening is one bad review is worth like 10 good reviews, or vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the power of a bad review is horrible. You know what I mean? Because it's exponentially greater than the power of a good review. You need 10 good reviews to equal 1 bad review.
Well, even in the past, we didn't have the resources. Somebody couldn't write 43K in a month.
No.
Maybe even 2 months. Like it would be tough for you to do that amount of production. So like we had to have a culture of recruiting because there's no way to get the production any other way.
Yeah, the more I study it and look at it, leads are everything. You know what I mean? Like if the higher quality resources, the more quantity of resources, the more control over resources. It doesn't matter the contract.
Yeah.
Doesn't like I used to. You know, one of the sayings that I used to say is like I just need 1%, which is true, as long as the resources align. Like you can have a 1% contract and make millions if there's human beings that are willing to spend millions on the product or service that you're offering. Yeah. But if there's no product market fit or product access, like product market accessibility, like people have a product that does have fit, like we sold life insurance, but if you're limited to a couple states, and you just have the sales leader, telling you like, hey, just manifest it. What, bro? You know what I mean? Like, just hit the cold tub.
That was you for a little bit, bro.
Well, sometimes you got to drink the Kool-Aid to give the Kool-Aid, so... You know what I mean? And then you kind of wake up and you realize the sad thing is people never wake up. If people don't wake up or they wake up when they're 40 and they're like, man, I wasted 20 years of my life building up this company that, hasn't done anything for me aside from some cash. You know what I mean? But like in the grand scheme of things, I've bought into this Kool-Aid that, hasn't done anything for me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it definitely starts with the leader. I think like
1,000%.
The direction of the team or your organization. Like if the leader, even when it comes to like money, like if the leader blows all of his money and just buys a bunch of stuff, then all of the people that
you can kind of get an
are
idea.
gonna do the same thing. Yeah, but if the leader preaches like saving money, investing money, making money, and not being a sales hamster, I think over time your culture is going to be really good and people are going to be happy long term.
Yeah,
and it intimidates the leaders that are super low level manipulative and they just want you to burn all your cash. Yeah. And I think we've been there. I think we've been, I don't think we ever used it. I see guys use it as a manipulative tool to keep, other guys in the field and keep them producing and things like that. But I think we were just young, 21, 22 years old. And like,
and we wanted to,
who can get a new car? Who can get a new car?
Yeah.
And
plus, but like, we like cars.
Yeah. You got to go through it though to learn it. So we went through it. So we learned it.
Yeah, bro. So what are some tips? Let's talk tips. Let's talk leadership, sales, recruiting, development. Let's make it a little more educational. I hate when I see the cheesy podcasts. You guys are just on, just corny. So let's just chat it up. What are your tips, man? Doing 43,000 a week, making all the money you made, probably made over 200,000 your first full year in, or you'll probably make close to 200,000 your first full year in.
We didn't even have a full year this year either.
Yeah, I didn't even have a full year. You had 2 months off, so you probably would have made closer to 250. Yeah. So, man, what are some tips?
I would just say there's like warriors out there that want to do everything by themselves, but you don't need to. Like have good people around you who help you. Yeah. And pay them good. Like, reinvest back into your business and it comes back 10 times. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to make 26 bands this week and pay $4,000 for callers, dialers, people that do my applications, that's a 22 grand net right there. Yeah. I don't think people even get that in the stock market unless they get lucky. So why not do that every week, reinvest back into your business? It makes your life easier too. You don't burn out because you have people doing things for you. You're coming in closing.
Yeah.
Even at a lower level though, like if you write 5,000 or you make 5,000 for the week, but you have to spend 1,000. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I think everybody, all the top, any top producer, top executive is just going to be like one of the skill sets is going to be delegation. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for you to delegate and generate the quality that you want to have, like you said, you have to pay good. You know what I mean? So it's like good people cost good money. So if you want better, you got to pay better. And I think a lot of people, they overanalyze the upfront dollars spent on the good person, but they underanalyze the money saved through the time of delegating to having somebody assist with paperwork, having somebody assist with dialing, appointment setting, lead generation, and delegating and putting yourself in a position where it's like, I'm freeing up time. And I think a lot of people, they'll free up time with the investment of delegating your time and your money into developing somebody and then saying, hey, this is your role. You're going to assist me with appointment setting, paperwork assistance, lead generation. But now you have freed up time. If you do nothing with that time, I mean, essentially you're breaking even. So what I see like you do really well is like, and I try myself to with everybody is if I'm going to delegate and, fill another role where I'm freeing up more of my time, I want to make sure I'm using that time for the highest ROI. You know what I mean? So it's not me just freeing up time for me to do nothing. Yeah. Like where am I going to get the biggest return on investment? So, Yeah, I think you do that, incredibly. And I think that's a lesson for everybody in sales, insurance. If you're building a business, like anybody I'm talking to, I'm like, dude, put yourself in a position. Yeah, in the very beginning, you have no freedom. You have to do what you have to do. There is no all you have is time. In the beginning, you have time, but as you scale, you have time and money. You use the money to buy back more time, and then you're able to scale more.
Yeah, I think the first year in sales, maybe not first year, but you should probably do a lot of it by yourself because you need to learn how to do everything to teach people to do it for you. Yeah, because you don't want someone on your team that's not doing it right. You need to learn it first.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's a good point you bring up. Like having someone do EAP for me or the application for me. Some people can just be lazy after that and just stop working, have someone do it. But
and it's just assistance. It's not like they're doing the actual full application. They're just assist you with some paperwork. You don't even make sure they, ultimately you're able to use your time, as wisely as possible. But just for all the haters out there that might want to pick through this whole podcast and try to attack you. Yeah.
I mean, what it does for the culture though is it shows other people they can do the same thing, and then everybody starts working smarter. Like as soon as he did that 43K week, everybody wants a collar. Everybody wants, you know what I mean? But before we couldn't get anybody to get a collar, even though we made it make sense. Like, dude, you have way more time to present if you're not making dials for presentations. It makes so much sense.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's very important for like brand building. You just need one good story. I think a lot of people like they want 1,000 testimonies of how their business, their product, their service is working incredibly. It's like, dude, what if you just put all your energy into making one really good testimony?
Yeah. And showing proof too.
You just need one good story, bro.
Showing legitimate proof of whatever it is. Yeah.
And it starts with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the better you can make your story, like I'm so excited now that we have a new record for 43,000 in a week, because it's like it started with me going out and doing 26,000 in a week. And then it took a couple years for us to evolve and be even better, which is again just a reflection of great leadership from Justin and everybody that's had time to pour and develop into the systems and things we've had access to put us in a position. This should have happened years ago. You know what I mean? So definitely. The next step is like your goal should be developing someone to do 80,000.
Yeah,
that's a reflection of leadership. I think weak leaders want to keep people behind. They want to keep people behind them, doing less than them. There's a cliche leadership saying, low-level leadership, you can tell because, that's somebody that wants you to always do good, but never better than them.
Yeah.
But high-level people, not even leadership, just relationships. If you genuinely love somebody, if you genuinely care about somebody and you're not a piece of crap, I want you to do better than me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's business. It's like science. It's numbers. If you do better than me and I'm getting a percentage of the business that you're generating, you know what I mean? It would have to be strictly ego, stupidity, immaturity, insecurity for me to be like, I want Julian to do good, but not as good as me.
Yeah, it's always ego though. Usually,
you know what I mean? Like, do you want to get paid, or do you want to be the biggest dog in the room? Like, I want to be the smallest dog in the room and known as like, man, that's the guy that like you just helped put everybody on, and he had a point of origin in this, but through Justin and through others, you guys do it way better than I ever did it. You know what I mean? I never really crushed virtual sales. I don't know if I've ever even really done our system virtually. You know what I mean? When it comes to life insurance, I pretty much retired from selling. when we went virtual, I was like, well, I'm done.
That's the whole point, though.
Yeah.
Out of the field.
Everybody was probably shook when we went virtual, probably, right? All the people in the field.
Yeah. It was me, Rob, John. I mean, they all took off. They went, they went insane, and I retired. I was 21.
Yeah. That's because they were going crazy.
I was making like 30. I remember making 35,000 one week in Lincoln, Nebraska, and just thinking to myself, like,
bro, 35K in a week in Nebraska is like 35 million.
I was the richest person in Nebraska at one point, and I'm 21 years old.
There's gonna be somebody from Nebraska that sees that,
and I was just like full of like just energy, probably a little bit of ego, because I would just go up to people in the gym and show them my Jaguar key. I'd be like, "You got one of these?"
It's just a Jaguar.
That's how I would recruit people, bro.
And a Jaguar out there's got to be like a Lambo.
It was, dude. Like nobody. They were like, I was 21 years old making all this money. I'm just looking around. I'm like, man, all these people are so poor.
Not the farmers though.
They were hard workers. They'd get up early, and I'd be like, man, I just want to recruit all these guys, get them into life insurance. But it was funny because I do remember, making this bread, being in Nebraska, and just thinking to myself, like, man, I was 21, so just like 4 years prior to that, I was just a psychotic kid, just punching holes in the doors every night and everything. You know what I mean? Like, just an absolute nutball.
Why?
Running around. Maybe someone made me mad, so just started attacking my family.
There you go.
Oh, it's crazy how fast things can change.
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, definitely.
It's insane, man. It's crazy to see, like, because, like, again, there's been a lot of volatility. Like, my first 3 years of insurance were probably, like, my most profitable. Then I went 3 years as an owner, and people see the millions of dollars that I put on a 1099. I'm like, I was grossing $1 million. We weren't keeping $1 million. So it's like my first 3 years, I grossed $1 million, right under $1 million cumulatively. But I had the most profit out of that. And there was no ownership in that. Then the last 3 years was a franchise owner, and there was almost $7 million on 1099s, but there was like no profit in that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people, they'll get into sales, and that's why, like, we'll show at the end of this the receipt. What I mean by receipt is you got to look at deposits and you got to look at what you keep. Because I could be telling you guys, hey guys, I got a $100 million opportunity, and I could show you 1099 for 100 mil. But if you don't say what is the profit, you might have just got scammed into a $0 opportunity, or even worse. You know, I heard Donald Trump say this story once. He was walking with a girlfriend, or maybe, you know, an ex-wife at the time, and they were walking down the street, and he pointed to this homeless guy, and he said, you know, wife, you know, I'm broker than that guy right now. And she said, what do you mean? He's homeless. I said, well, the difference between me and that homeless guy is he's just flat broke. I'm almost $1 billion in debt. Yeah. I have felt like that, you know, and just the franchise ownership of, like, I got millions of dollars that are coming in, but there were times where I'm like, bro, every card is maxed out. You know what I mean? And I'm like, people like see all that, and I've got to, like, portray this lifestyle. And I've always been pretty vulnerable about it. I was never one of the, I don't think I've ever been a fake it till you make it. I've been pretty open. Yeah. Like, yo, here's what's coming in, here's what's going out. And people are like, why do you live on the couch? I was like, well, here's what's coming in, here's what's going out. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, it looks cool, but I think it's so huge because I think especially as young men, I think there's an insecurity within us. We're always comparing to social media. You'll see a 12-year-old make a meme coin, make $4 million. Yeah, and you know what I mean? Do a toy review and make $1 million. Do a toy review, something like that, or whatever. But like 99% of the social media stuff, it's fake. But we don't believe it's fake. We just look at it surface level. Our mind just, like, the subconscious mind looks at it, it's like, oh man, we're behind, we're failing. So now we got to go rent that Lambo and go buy that car and go do this to keep up with the Joneses. And you end up realizing you shortcut the process and you burn yourself out, and you create a reputation around the people that really made it, and they don't want anything to do with you. The guys I've gotten around that haven't charged me anything to get around them are like, bro, we hang around you because you're not a fake. You're not a loser. You're not compromising character. You're not being like everybody else on social media that's trying to, like, get the next watch. Can I get the next car? You're actually locked in on building a business. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, again, it's like, and you're not, you know, selling courses on, I'm a coach on coaching and I'll teach you how to be a coach to coach. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, just wake up at 1:36 a.m.
That is a crazy concept.
Go to bed at midnight.
People make money.
We were
doing
like that too. You know
what
I mean? Remember the playbook? Like, well, did you wake up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah. Oh, you brought 100K this week?
Yeah. Like, when you really reflect, it's like, when I look at all the stupid stuff that I've been fed and believed, but I believed it to making it maybe $100,000. I believed it up to making it made me 500,000. I believed it up made me $1 million. But then I realized, like, that extreme psychotic, like, it just comes down to waking up at 2:36 a.m. and doing 400 push-ups. Like, yeah, I mean, the discipline is definitely going to help you. But at the end of the day, when you run a business, it comes down to efficiency of product distribution. Whoever can get the most product or service distributed to the most people makes the most money, or sells the most expensive product. You got two options: sell $1 million of, $1 product services, whatever, to
it's
a
like
million
Capital
people
versus McDonald's.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you got your steakhouses versus your low blue collar distribution, like mom and pop shops, McDonald's, whatever it might be. So yeah, that's fire, man.
Any other tips, dude?
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Just be a top producer.
That's all companies do. Reinvest back in their business, and that's how they scale. That's how you scale your business.
That is our job, bro, is to pick each other up, man. So if you're out there, bro, and you want to be picked up, you want to be loved on, dude, and you want to go to fucking work, and you straight up like, dude, we will challenge the hell out of you. Like, any ounce of potential, our whole goal is to squeeze it out of each other, and that includes myself. Like, I'm going to require Tristan to make me better, and vice versa, dude. This is how the relationship works. So if you're out there, 970-948-6022. Let's lock in, baby.
Like, when I look at it, it drives me insane when I look at people that are not willing to invest back into their business. And when you really break down a business, it's the people. You take you away, half our business is gone this week.
Yeah, definitely.
The business isn't the systems we created. The business, like that's 1% of it. The business is the people. You're the CEO of the business. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I joke about that and be like, these are the CEOs, and people are like, why do you make the producers feel so powerful? Because I'm like, well, if they don't produce, bro, what role do you play? You know what I mean? You're a train. I'm a trainer. Who's a better trainer than a producer? Yeah, I'm definitely a recruiter. It doesn't matter who you recruit if you don't have the producer. Yeah. Every business model, I don't care who it is. If your number one priority is not taking care of the people that are producing the revenue, I don't even call them those are the top line people. That's the CEO of the organization. Like, and even like strapping up the boots and putting yourself in a position where you can show you're producing in multiple aspects of your life, mentally, physically, spiritually, making money. Like I'm still out selling. I'm not, selling insurance. I might be, selling a podcast, selling some consulting, whatever it is in the insurance space. But like, I'm always going to want to sell. I'm always going to be like, dude, I can make sales. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can generate revenue. But I think like it drives me insane when I look at leaders that are like, I just need more money. Like, what, bro? Like, what have you done?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what happened to your brain that you think you can look at these people that are contributing to your business? They were making dials. They're knocking on doors. They're collecting referrals. They're living based off their efforts, and you're living based off their efforts.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. It's not because, you called them and were like, hey, I got a good quote for you today. Like you're that you're that conceited. You think that the quote that you shared was like, and I think that's the biggest thing I've always realized is I've always looked at myself not as a CEO, not as a owner, not as like the boss. I've never ever allowed anybody to call me any of those titles.
We all called you boss.
I never allowed that. You guys did that on purpose to try to annoy me. It's always been as a partner, and it's because I've looked at myself as a shareholder. You guys are allowing me to be a shareholder, to get a percentage of override, to get a percentage of like an actual shareholder. Hey, you bought into this business. We're going to give you X amount of percentage. Here's the value we expect back from you. But we're going to allow you to sit at the table and be a shareholder. That's how I look at it. It's like I'm just a shareholder of an insurance business. As long as I'm able to, keep bringing value in some way, shape, or form, we'll allow you to be here. Leaders that look at it the other way around and feel like, hey, we're going to let the producer be here. Like, dude, like.
There's a lot of people like that, dude.
You have a short, and what happens is they have a very short-term life, and they either wake up and realize, man, I was full of ego, I was conceited, I was a narcissist, I just believed that I was the king, I was the greatest, and not realizing it's a combination of God put you in this position, blessed you with one of his kids, one of his children, to help contribute to your business and bring value. And if you don't pay, like my tithe is back to God's kids. Because I believe like a lot of people are like, and I have nothing against like tithing directly to a church. I love tithing directly to churches and things like that. But like honestly, when I reflect back on the years, I believe biblically from what I've read, the church is the people. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're the church. So I like to tithe and give back to God's kids. Put money in their hands, put money into them, and see like how can we grow not only our business but our faith and our life and things like that. But like I think that's something I get super passionate about when I see like leaders that I don't want to give back to anybody. Like, it's it's like that dragon type of mindset when like dragons obsess over gold and they're like gonna kill everybody.
It's like a scarcity mindset.
Yeah, super scarcity.
Yeah,
super insecure.
Yeah.
What are other sales things, leadership things?
I mean, you just gotta go out and do it and learn it. I mean, the best you can watch all these videos, read all these scripts, but like the best way to learn something is doing it. So
activity destroys anxiety.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, activity. So I think, I said something a week or two ago was underthinking and overworking leads to peace, and then overthinking and underworking leads to anxiety. I 100% believe the solution to those of you that are struggling with anxiety is action. Like the perfect action will always beat the imperfect plan. Somebody's sitting there like, man, I don't have a perfect plan. Or the perfect plan will always beat, no, I think I said it wrong. Perfect plan is going to lose to the imperfect action. Because you could be sitting around and being like, man, I got the perfect plan. I'm going to put together a perfect plan. The guy with the imperfect action that's going to work, just put in the dials and get it work. Like that Jack Larson, 10,000 his first 2 weeks. He's like, man, I honestly just jumped in. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just jumped into it.
Yeah, so far.
People are scared to make mistakes, but that's how you learn in the business.
My whole life is a mistake.
Yeah. Sales, it doesn't make sense because like you'll never meet the person again. So like, why, who cares if you fail or you sound
especially
dumb
virtually now because you're not actually face to face with these people.
Yeah.
Every decision over the last 6 years, 7 years of making over $7 million has been a mistake in some way, shape, or form. No, I've never done anything perfect. Nothing.
Yeah, or planned for me too.
No perfect plan, no perfect action. Everything's always been a percentage of. I can't think of anything I've done 100% well.
Honestly, I think if I plan it, it just doesn't even work out.
Yeah.
If I just do it, like everything takes care of itself.
What about you? What's on your mind? Tips, thoughts, sales?
Yeah, I was actually on a recruiting call with a dude in another space yesterday, and he's at a brokerage. And I was showing him my paycheck this week, and I asked him, I was like, did anybody show you like any money there before you started? And he said no. And I think that's where people go wrong with recruiting.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's like you don't show proof of income.
And it's always the young 20-year-olds like us. We got bamboozled. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say we got bamboozled. We saw money. We make money. We show money. Yeah. But I've definitely gotten bamboozled, outside of, our space from people who are like, yeah, I'm making 100 million. I'm making 50 million. I'm making 10 million.
I think the biggest tip actually would be if you're getting recruited, like if somebody's
just
reaching out to you, like definitely ask, like, and ask about their life.
Yeah.
Like how much money do you have in your bank? How much did you make?
It's like when I go on TikTok Live, people were like, give me a tour of the house right now. Okay. You know what I mean? But like, that's how people should be. Like, give me a tour of your life.
Yeah.
Because you getting a tour of somebody's life, getting a tour of their bank account, and they've been there for 4, 5, 6 years is going to be pretty much a direct reflection of what your life is going to look like.
Yeah.
Whoever you're getting advice from is pretty much what your life is going to duplicate into in the same amount of time. You know what I mean? So don't get advice from people you wouldn't trade places with. You wouldn't go to the gym and talk to some fatty about, hey, how can I get a six-pack? They have zero idea. The same deal in regard to the professor telling you, when you guys are, the worst is when I ask somebody like, what are you going to school for? I'm going to school for business. I was like, oh, okay, cool. What'd your professor make last year? What's your professor drive? A 2014 Honda Civic. Yeah. They made $50,000 last year. I was like, why are you getting business advice from someone that has zero idea?
Never been in business.
Never been in business, has no idea how to operate. They're even to the point of they're getting like college makes the universities are making trillions of dollars yearly.
Oh, for sure.
And they're so dumb they couldn't figure out how to get a percentage of that. They're only getting $50,000 a year. How are you teaching on business and your business is one of the best businesses in the world?
Yeah.
I want to own a college.
You do that?
I would love to figure out how.
Yeah. It's like
that is the easiest ripoff.
Isn't the head of nutrition for like United States like super like unhealthy? And, like,
who knows?
I remember seeing something.
Crazy, bro. Yeah. I think it's RFK now though.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be sick. But yeah, definitely if you're getting recruited or you're recruiting, I think just show money. Like don't lie to
for everything, dude. Like another thing is like I don't get relationship advice from somebody that's like cool at looking at other women. You know what I mean? Like guys would probably joke, with us on like, oh, you guys are whipped. You know what I mean? Like you can at least say another girl's cute. I don't even believe there are other girls. There's one girl in the world, my girl. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everyone else is a dude. Yeah.
I think in sales,
what are we talking about?
I don't know. I think in sales there tends to be people with flawed characters like that though. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So like the more and more I think about it, like I'll go the rest of my life. Like I won't like sign on paper and do business with somebody that like I just really don't align with character wise.
Yeah,
if you're cheating on your girl, you're cheating on your wife. You know what I mean? Like
definitely.
We can't say like we can do business. You can be there and I'll be here. That's how we can do business. But to be here this close, no, we need to be aligned on character, faith. You know what I mean? Like, I don't support terrorism. I don't support you.
Dude, if somebody cheats on their wife, they're definitely going to cheat on you in business.
Yeah, 1,000%. You know what I mean? Or if they hit their wife, they're going to try to hit you.
Yeah, they're going to do something, bro.
And then I have to hit like none of that. Like, and it's not even a joke. Like any of the character things. Like you have to, especially don't be young and naive. Like, man, I just want to get rich, so I'll sell out and I'll compromise because I feel like I've I don't think fully committed that, but like allowed people to be maybe closer than I should have to me. Of like, man, I'm just young and hungry and like I just want to get rich. Like, do not sell out on that. Like the couple bucks you lose on the front end of like not getting around those bad people and the people you wouldn't want to trade places with is worth not losing your soul. And more importantly, it's worth the money will come back. The right people are going to get attracted to you. There are millionaires and billionaires out there that are locked in on character. They're locked in on faith. They're good to their girl. They're good to their guy because we're talking from that guy perspective. But there's there's killer business ladies out there. There's killer business guys out there. And it's like, you got to lock in on alignment. If there's no alignment, don't compromise character. Yeah. That's the biggest piece of advice I've gotten from guys that are legit entrepreneurs, 100 million plus.
Yeah. I think it takes a little bit longer though when you do that, but
when you do things right,
sure.
Yeah, but
that's the price.
You build a lot better of a business, and
I think you feel better. I think you can sleep at night too.
Yeah,
I think
that's another thing. It's like I've always been able to sleep at night. You know what I mean? Like the only time I haven't been able to sleep is when I don't like. I'm subjected to a position where, you know, we're doing a business deal or somebody wants me to try to like completely compromise to like, you know, what they do. Like I remember being in business with a guy that was like, don't tell these people about the money we're getting on this. Yeah. I'm like, why? Don't share your bonus money with that guy. Yeah. I remember, you know, we did a MGA dinner.
Yeah.
And I got a $20,000 bonus and I dished out, I think 10%, 15% of the money to everybody. Like everybody that came to the dinner got money. Yeah. My mom, my sister, your girl, everybody's girls, everybody got money. Like if you came to our dinner, everybody got money. And I remember telling, I was like, man, I think this was super like inspirational for our deal to see, you know, me cut back out of my bonus portion, not even out of, you know, your bonus portion. Like just give him a trophy. I was like, what, bro?
I got a couple of those, bro. I'd rather have the money.
I was like, okay. What would you do if you spent a year building somebody's business and you popped off and you had a, like, people saw you got a big, like, imagine you see me get a big bonus off of your efforts and I say, hey, bro, here's a cookie and a trophy. You had a great year. Do it again next year.
You get another cookie, Julian?
I think some people
work hard. Yeah. You crush it again next year. I'm going to get another bonus.
Yeah,
and you're gonna get another cookie.
Some people are like that, like are so used to that though, like they don't know any better.
Because
like,
they're getting brainwashed.
Yeah.
So it's like that. What's that song? And I just talked to this the other day. I think it's JFK. It's a quote, and he's like, "There's a saying. I know it's in Tennessee. I think it's in Texas.
No, that's George W. Bush, bro.
Oh, it's George W. Bush.
That's not
he's like, there's a saying. I know it's in Texas. It's for sure in Tennessee. Fool me once, you know. Shame on you. But fool me twice. You can't fool me again.
Yeah, you know something like that. Yeah, it's in a J. Cole song. That. You ever heard it in that J. Cole song?
Yeah, it's a J. Cole song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, sales is like, all right, you get fooled your first couple years. You're just running up the cash. You're collecting trophies and trips and titles. Like, there's so many chief executive sausage officers that I don't know. Like, bro, what you like? How many more titles can they create for you to just get lured in to giving up another year of your life? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like.
Tony, bro, you just got to save money.
Yes.
Have a good character.
Bro.
We saw it last night at Fogo. The people getting, like, remember they were like top producer and all they got were some claps.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was like some like trophies or something given.
Yeah. I'm gonna make long term. I want to make a sales company that's just a meme of all sales companies. Like just an absolute spoof.
I guess you could.
Like
that'd be like good content to make. I see Drewski do it with like 4X all the time.
Yeah,
like,
bro. We just like
the office just like clowning. Like,
you know what I mean? Like the titles are literally just hamsters. Like,
yeah.
Congratulations on your chief hamster promotion. You know what I mean? Like, welcome to Hamster Club. Yeah. You did 200,000. You know what I mean? Which probably isn't good.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't like.
Probably wouldn't work, but I just hate the cult so much. They're like, let's just be honest about what's coming in, what's going out, how to make more. And also realize in sales, here's another thing I hate, is when guys get offended when guys leave. I've got more friends that have left my insurance company than I even have in my insurance company. There's hundreds of people that are like, oh, that's a high term. No, dude, like I've never looked at somebody like I own them. There's nothing permanent in this world except for death. I don't own anything. Nothing is permanent. Everything that you see in this world right now has it's gonna come to an end. You know what I mean? Like, I know that my girl I'm going to die with, but like, there's an end. I'm gonna die. She's gonna die. Like it's gonna come to an end. Everything great has an ending, and so it's like the permanence I look at in this world is I look at my faith and my belief in eternity and believing in Jesus Christ and knowing like, dude, if I live a good life in alignment with my faith and believing that Jesus died for my sins, I can have that eternally. And I can be around the people that I share his word with and his belief with. But other than that, it's just death. Eternity, death. And so it's like, I've never looked at somebody like, man, I own you. So I can't stand when leaders are like, man, I'm so upset. This person just left my business. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Be grateful every day. If you're in leadership and you're getting an override, or you're in a business, everybody's getting an override. You know what I mean? You're in a position, you have a business where people are contributing to your revenue more than, ultimately you're producing. You should wake up and throw a party every day for them. Thank you for helping me pay my bills. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because what are you doing? You know what I mean? You're a shareholder. So if you're a leader out there and you're making people try to feel like crap, the worst is leaders are you'll never find anything better out there. What are you in a middle school relationship? Yeah. You're never going to find a better guy. We're in middle school. We've all hit that line. You ever hit that line?
No, I never hit that. No, I think that's just you. Yeah.
Me neither. All right. Middle school, Tristan.
It's 22-year-old. Yeah, right. It's probably still, dude.
I'm going to jump off this balcony.
Yeah, I guarantee you've already said that.
You don't give me a kiss.
Yeah.
No, that would be you, not me.
Right.
See you, buddy. Should we get into relationship advice?
Nah, sales is crazy though, bro. Everybody's crazy in sales. So many weirdos and
so many weirdos
controlling people.
What's the funniest stories in sales? What's the funniest story you have in sales?
I think one of my favorites was Nick Opatchin when he was brand new. And he was on Will Kit Prezo at old office.
Yeah.
He was brand new and he never read the script before, but I made him get on Zoom for the Prezo.
Yeah.
And he would click his camera off and he'd start hitting himself because he was sounding so bad. And then he would turn it back on like nothing happened and his face was all red. And it was crazy.
I think it should be mandatory that we always record everyone's first Prezo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It used to be hardcore on that. I used to be hardcore. You'd have to record film with your agents yourself, and you have to watch it every Saturday and then give me feedback. I always share the same funniest story. You guys have probably seen it, but it was in Nebraska. I had this agent that I actually kind of grew up with him for a period of time, and he had a little bit of an alcohol problem. So not only did he have this alcohol problem and always wanted to, for mind, body, and spirit, when we wake up at the gym, he would just want to fight. He'd be he'd have a Bud Light already. I would walk downstairs. It'd be 6 a.m. and he'd already have a Bud Light, and he'd be all right, let's go to the gym. He's like, why don't we box? And I'm a man. I'm okay, why don't we box? So we would just box before the field. And he was a psycho, even more than me. But one of the funny stories, I moved him down to Nebraska with me. And he was out in the field door knocking.
Was it the child safety kit thing?
Yeah, it was a child safe kit. No. This is another one. I can share that one next. But I would think it was a child safe kit lead in Nebraska. And he calls me after the sit, and he was like, bro, the scariest thing just happened. I was like, what? He was like, I'm giving this presentation. I'm sitting there. Joe and Mary are across from me at the table. And all of a sudden, I hear this blood-curdling scream. And I was like, what? What happened next? He was like, they pretended they didn't hear it. And I was like, so what'd you do? And he was like, I asked them if they heard that. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's just our monkey.
The monkey in the house?
Bro, it gets way better. And they were like, do you want to see it? And he was like, I guess. And so they walk him back. The door is locked, 10 different locks on the outside. They start unlocking. Boom, lock, unlock, unlock, unlock. They get to the last lock and they say, whatever you do, don't look him in the eyes. I unlock the door. They open it up, bro. Have you ever seen Planet of the Apes? This is how he described it to me.
Was it a chimpanzee or was it a chimpanzee?
No, it was a chimpanzee.
Bro, I think we'll rip your face off, bro.
They had have you ever seen Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
They basically had Caesar. An albino version though. It was an all-white chimpanzee chained up to the wall.
That cannot be legal.
In Nebraska,
and he said it was just standing there and he's like, I didn't look at it in the eyes. But here's the best part. Didn't sell him. He's driving away, and the chimp had a window, a barred up window. He said it was in. Have you ever seen Family Guy with the angry monkey? Remember the angry monkey Family Guy? He said it was on the bars, staring at him as he drove away.
There's no way that's legal. You can't just have a chained up monkey in your house.
Yeah, bro, they had a chained up chimpanzee in the house, and it was scary. He quit after that, I think. But I think I told him just go to the next presentation. Shut up.
We can't have crazy stories anymore since we just do it
on
Zoom.
No, I've heard crazy stories. I had when I was getting trained, there was this guy that told me I had guns pulled on me and everything like that. But this guy that was, years in before me, he was like, yeah, I went into this presentation and this guy came out and started chasing me naked. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you went and you're about to do a presentation with somebody.
Sucked, yeah.
And some dude just runs out. And he's like, yeah. And you're about to get what would you do?
Julian would probably just do it back to him.
Oh my God. You started going nuts.
Nah, I bet solar dudes probably have those because I bet they got
I wonder
crazy
how many
stories.
salespeople get shot every year.
I bet there's like
I was so
a
close.
statistic, yeah, probably less than 1% for
Yeah.
sure. I wonder how many get guns pulled on them though.
Yeah, definitely had. It was sideways too, and it was a Caucasian guy. I was curious on why he was holding it sideways, but he was like this, and I was like, oh God, I'm getting shot for sure. Because like, who holds it sideways unless they really mean business?
Was this someone you were going to like do an in-home with? Or?
No, it was just I was door knocking. It was late. It was 9:30, and I knocked. I was like, wife answers the door, and I was like, hey, this is 123 Main Street. I'm Tristan Dlabik with American and da 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 da. Got your benefits package here, and they're like, the wife looks over and she's like, Jim, they're back. No way, I swear to God, this dude comes running, and I was like, yes, it was a lead, bro. Like, you know me, I was running POS. Boom. I was like, I don't have a gun.
There's no way
like
POS
19.
did that to you, bro.
I swear to God, bro.
That's
I
crazy.
swear.
They must have been knocked a billion times then, dude.
Yeah, and it was late. I always had this issue. If I didn't make a sale, I would just keep knocking.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. You can't like
It was late,
distribute
bro.
leads or anything.
Yeah, it was
like that, so, like,
9:30.
you don't know who's calling or like talking about.
I had the crazy. I remember going to Walmart and asking like shelf stockers at midnight if they wanted to buy life insurance because I had a bad day. And just walk up to a lady.
Dude, the fact that you
Like
had
an
paper
actual
leads
thing.
is crazy.
Yeah, the paper leads are nuts.
Like, bro, you drop your stack of leads. And
Dude,
went everywhere.
I mean, so many crazy stories.
I remember there's people that still do door-to-door life insurance, isn't there?
yeah, there's
Yeah,
another reason
bro.
paper
Yeah,
leads, so.
that company from
Now-
the gym.
yeah.
They do it. They do door to door. Here's a funny
Silas
one.
came from a door-to-door. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd he do?
So insurance.
And life insurance.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, he was door-to-door.
Wow, this is going to be a blessing to him. I remember though, my first day in the field, like everybody says like, oh man, I wasn't trained. I had hard training. My first day in the field was with this guy that had an AMG C63, sick car, tuned out, everything like that. You know what I mean? I was like super impressed with him. He was in his like mid 30s. I'm 19 years old. Our territory for the day was back to where I grew up. It was Latrobe. It was like 15 minutes outside of where I grew up, or maybe Jeanette we started in. And he stops at this Dunkin' Donuts. It's 3 o'clock by the time we leave at the office at like 3 or 4 o'clock. We stop at a Dunkin' Donuts. He goes in. He's like, I got to use the bathroom. I was like, okay. Doesn't come out for like 2 hours at Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, it's like 5 o'clock now, 5, 6 o'clock. And I was like, everything okay? Come to find out, he had an Adderall problem or something like that. He was in the bathroom just doing a bunch of Adderall or something. This is what my old leader told me. And he was like, all right, you ready to hit the field? I was like, yeah, it's 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? He's like, we go and knock on one door. They don't answer. He's like, yeah, that's it for today. I swear, I can't make this up. I have probably $3 on me. So start driving back. He's like, should we get a car wash? I was like, yeah, bro, it's your car. I don't care. He's like, stop to get a car wash. It's in one of those like do-it-yourself car washes. It's like 6 o'clock. He's like, you got any money on you? Yeah, I got a couple bucks. He's like, all right, cool. Do you mind if I borrow it? Just throw it in. I had to pay for the car wash and help him wash his car. That was my first day of training. So like I never like when people were like, I have it hard in training. I don't know what to do. I was like, no, you don't want to get rich. You don't care. We sell money. We sell life insurance.
Training's pretty simple. Like, I
It's
really
so
believe
simple.
you just have to just go out and do it. Now, obviously, you don't want to like eat a Dunkin' Donuts for 3 hours like in the middle of the day, but like if you just wake up and get on the phones and read the script, like it's not hard.
I don't know how many people would have made it in the field. I remember one of my like first sits by myself. I guess it had to have been a couple sits later then at this time because my car doors wouldn't open. I started with my mom's car, Chevy Cruze, and I had wrecked pretty much every side by my first month in because I just kept falling asleep behind the wheel because I was just working 24/7. I remember I pulled up to this country dude, and I'm in Altoona, and for some reason this area was like a little more racist than like normal. And
You ever go to West Virginia?
yeah.
How was that out there?
Super racist.
Oh, for real?
All of it, yeah. I got all of it.
That's like where Randy Moss is from.
They're
right?
racist to you?
Kind of. I just pretended to be like Randy Moss, just super country, and like, you know what I mean? Just pretend to be on their team. So, but I remember pulling up to this sit, bro, and I don't know if he flamed me before. I think it was after. He didn't buy. And, you know, we had gotten into some type of argument while I was leaving. He was drinking. Like, he was like already kind of like medium drunk. And we're leaving, and he's like, you don't even look like that good of an insurance man. Look at your car.
just cooking.
Just started cooking my car. He was like, and I think I like hit him back. Was like, I actually am good. I had to get in the passenger side because the driver door wouldn't open. I had to I actually am good. Open the passenger side of my mom's car and scoot over. You just drive off pissed. You know what I mean? Like this old idiot. I swear to God, I think he called me a monkey too.
No.
I swear, I think it was that one because I called Brody. I was like, this guy just called me a porch monkey.
Jeez,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And told me that my car sucks. So
I think half of our agency would be gone if it was in the field. Probably more.
yeah, probably all of
Spend
it.
money on gas.
I was spending minimum $200 a day. Everybody that thinks like I don't want to spend money on dialers, bro. It was like if you had it because if you ran the inner city leads, you know how inner city resources are. It's a lower demographic typically. You know what I mean? Like so you're gonna work with the online banks. It's not gonna work. Yeah. So you have to go to the country. The country's gonna be an hour, 2 hours away. You're spending $100 a day minimum, even if you have a solid, vehicle for fuel. Because not only do you get out there, it's not like all your presentations are just done in one place. Mm-hmm. Then you drive hours in that territory. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, dude.
Leave the field at 9, get back at like 11, 12, wake
Bro,
up and have to do it again.
My mile IQ said 200,000 miles after 2 years. I did the math. If you break down miles per hour and calculate out the time, it was 93 days of me in the car in 2 years. 93 days in the car. That's why it's I got through so many books and things like that. I was I just was reading all the time. And I developed a skill of sleeping behind the wheel. I swear to God, I would be able to get 5 minutes of sleep and just wake up and just still be straight.
Yeah. I mean, if you're driving, if you're driving in the country, it's probably just empty, right?
Yeah, but it's still weird. You know what I mean? When you wake up, when you're still driving, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that's why virtual is such a blessing. 'Cause you can just take a desk nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people just take a desk nap all day.
Yeah. Some people it's a disadvantage too because they're working from home. They're just distractions.
That's why I can't
That's why
wait
the
to have a
office
big
is
HQ in Miami. My long-term goal is to have a big office here.
Yeah.
Kind of you ever seen the Fantasy Factory?
No, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Rob Deerda Fantasy.
You never seen it? It's like a big factory with just a bunch of cool stuff in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I know what
And
you're
just
talking
mess
about.
around. That'd be sick
Basketball
though.
courts.
Have a basketball court.
You imagine a big open space like this, but 10 times bigger, and then offices around the side, and then in the middle basketball court.
Oh, yeah, that'd be sick.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sick cars in the middle.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
It'd be cool to come in and work every day.
That'd be an easy 10 million though for something like that. And especially in Miami, probably a $20 million building.
Probably Andrew's over here is looking at commercial spaces. What are the flex spaces? What are they asking for? 11 million? The last space you guys? What was this? How big was the space you went and toured recently? Commercial space. What are they asking?
Yeah, it's
He's
an
lying.
apartment.
There's no way. What?
We'll probably have a Fort Lauderdale office in probably.
Because people gotta live in Miami too.
That's Miami real estate.
Bro, that'd
You
be
get a shoebox here, it's 4.4 million.
Because $1 million mortgage is $8,000 a month, so 11 million. That's it's $100,000 a month in just mortgage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Imagine them taking you through a tour of SpongeBob's house and telling you it's 4 million.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
So, and that's dude, did you guys ever watch HGTV growing up?
But the houses?
Yeah, the houses.
Yeah, my mom would sometimes.
I never
House
understood that, man. We would watch it and they would be like, well, what are your jobs? And they would be like, the girl would be like, I am a manager at Subway. And the guy would be like, I am a manager at Lowe's. What's your guys' budget? $8 million.
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah.
like-
for their income.
And then I'd look at our house and I'd be like, what are we? I'd be like, what the hell? That's crazy, man.
You know what he always talks about his house. His house is 3 times bigger than my house.
It's not 3 times.
is. All right.
It has bullet holes in it.
All holes in Miami.
I swear we heard it. I swear, bro. I swear we heard a gun
like
shootout
living
the other
in Miami?
night. Yeah, live right down the road.
Do you like it living in Miami?
Yeah, it's cool. I don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? I like the. Yeah, I think environment's everything. So it's there's 2 things. I think of a parable in the Bible where it talks about this farmer scattering the seed. Some of the seed, and it's talking about faith. You know what I mean? So it's some of the seed landed on rocky ground. It didn't take fruit. Some of the seed landed in some sandy ground. Maybe it goes in, but it doesn't get nourished. Then some of the seed goes into good soil. So I think business and life is a combination of you got to be a good seed. You got to be somebody that produces good fruits. You have to grow yourself, be aligned in your business, your faith, whatever it is. But the environment is everything. Because you could be I've looked at it as man, I've lost good people. And I'm like, if they were a good person, it wasn't them. It was the environment that I have right now. It's not conducive with what they need.
Yeah.
That's why it's like as a leader, as a business owner, your number one responsibility is to create the best soil possible, the best environment possible. I don't look at Miami as the best soil possible, but I believe when you look for goodness, you'll find goodness. You can find goodness in the desert. You know, that's like biblical. But I believe that like creating the environment is the best thing that you could do. And I think, you know, when I look at Miami, I think business-wise, this is one of the best environments out there right now. It's very inspirational, you know, with the amount of wealth that generates through here. And there's really good people here as well. But that's everywhere. There's good people in Montana. You know what I mean? There's good people.
A lot of rich people there too.
Yeah. All the license plates.
LLCs.
Yeah. Everybody with when you see a Montana license plate, that's when you know, that person's legit.
They're finessing on taxes.
Yeah.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, you know they're doing something legit. What else? We talked funny stories. We talked insurance. We talked the things that I don't like. Sales, leadership, recruiting.
Recruiting's easy. You just show
Get the
money.
receipts. Yeah.
Sales is easy. You just do it.
Work hard when you're young so you can enjoy it while you're.
Yeah.
Save money.
Yeah, you got to work hard when you're young. You got to sacrifice in your 20s. I think a lot of people, you got to get in your mind that like your 20s is you're going to build forever. You're going to have to work forever. Anybody that sells you this dream of like, hey, there's a get out of doing the work for life card. There's never a get out. Like, you know, every level requires. So look at Elon Musk. You know what I mean? $500 billion of wealth, and he's working. You know what I mean? He's, you know, doing things that we couldn't even imagine. So you're always gonna have to work. And if you get out of this mindset of like you're supposed to be a billionaire in your 20s, and that you're just supposed to build something really great. Build you into a great human being, and find a skill set and build that skill set and focus on that. Because life is not as long as we think it is. You only get just enough time. I saw this the other day. You get just enough time to get good at something. Make sure you get good at the right things. You know what I mean? Because you don't have a lot of time to get good. When you get good, it takes a couple decades. Like, be cool with building. Just make sure you're building the right things. Because your 30s and 40s when you start to really reap those fruits. And that's when you can start to spend time with kids. And that's going to be the actual reflection if you're a good man.
Yeah, that's true.
You have kids, you know what I mean? Like, the reflection of you being a good man will be 20, 30 years down the road when you're 70, 75. And that kid is are they locked in on faith, or are they locked in on fear and living of the flesh? And you know, I feel so bad for, you know, the parents. I think about this all the time. All the parents that like, of the kids, of the, you know, son and daughters that grew up and now, you know, they just do OnlyFans. I'm being like dead serious. Like, could you imagine? I think about that. Like, what would I have had to have done as a parent for my kid to grow up and think like, I have to like, my self-worth is I have to go sell myself online for $3 a month, at least $3,000 a month. But seriously, so like, in all seriousness, like
I wonder
nothing.
what the statistic of people who believe in God and Jesus is compared for the people like, I don't know. You know, I feel like it.
Yeah, that's always the weirdest.
Or
It's
like
definitely not.
the-
It's not pushed on social media at all.
When
like,
when some of
I'm
the
not saying, like,
OnlyFans creators,
the
some of them
people
will
who
be
don't
like,
believe. I
yeah.
feel like, what's the percentage like, or the people that do that, like, do they
Yeah.
believe in
Oh,
God?
okay.
Or, you know, I don't
Yeah,
know
I know
how
what
to
you're
word it
talking
the right
about,
way,
yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
that's
the people
always
that do
the weirdest
OnlyFans,
vibe.
like,
Yeah, like-
what
the
percentage
weirdest
of them
vibe
believe
is
in
when
what-
like, you know, you'll see like an OnlyFans girl be like, I'm doing this for my faith. What part of your faith is this?
Yeah.
Show me the Bible verse that says like, that, you know what I mean? But like, but any of that, like, because it's not even just related to that. Like any of that, any area of your life where, you know, you can sell out on your faith, your character, for a quick dollar or anything like that. Like, you as a parent, it reflects. I think if you're gonna have kids, that's gonna be the actual reflection of your life, of you being a good parent, a good leader. Not right now. Don't beat yourself up over the results you have right now, the car, the house, the life you have right now. It's gonna be a long journey, 40, 50 years from now, of saying like, when your kids grow up, are they gonna have enough confidence, self-worth, value, development, discipline, integrity, honor, and faith to go out and add value to the world and acknowledge their faith and be a good citizen to the world? Or are they gonna sell their souls and, you know, just completely live in the flesh and I'll just do whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of it comes out of that broken home, and it goes back down to character. It all starts with us. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the true testimony of this table 40 years from now, 50 years from now, for us to like really be like, did I live a good life? I don't know. Show me
All I know is my
show me your
kids
20-year-old kid.
are gonna be way more athletic than yours, bro.
Oh,
Think about it,
God.
because Tristan's maybe 5'8" on a good day.
I am definitely
6'6".
6'2".
No, I'm 6'6".
With my Jordans. I honestly talked to God yesterday, and I was like, am I going to have the best kids that ever existed?
Well, if you just
Yes.
break down Tristan's anatomy, short arms,
I have
long
the longest
torso.
arms.
short,
the
weird
best
neck.
torso. Is my body what you're thinking about right now? Is that what you're thinking about?
What are you talking about?
That's good. Just describe more parts of my body. But I don't know.
I'm just being real. Like,
yeah, be real about what you're thinking
I
about.
got it
right
like
now.
a 7-foot wingspan, 6'6". Just
Pure athleticism though, like
I'm
my
definitely
kids-
more
What's his
athletic.
athleticism?
It doesn't matter. We're talking about potential.
I know we were talking.
We're talking about potential.
Let's talk about. Let's remove this common day age and let's go back 1,000 years. What's the odds of his survival versus my survival?
Way better, bro. What are you talking about?
He has to go out, make a fire. He has to go kill a deer.
What time period?
The time period where they had to go do everything by themselves.
Okay.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what time
What are you
periods are.
saying?
Whose survival rate is better? His or mine?
back in the day.
Yes.
Time period is a big thing. Like what
Yeah.
day?
Yeah, what? You gotta give me time.
Siberian tigers and stuff.
Oh, I mean,
Saber-tooth
like
tigers.
everybody's chance of
Mine are super high.
how.
Basically, like right after the cavemen. Like who has a higher chance of survival? Like caveman type era.
Bro, what are you talking about?
That or this?
I have no idea. I don't know how to
Just
answer that.
guess. You know, it's math. Just look at the numbers.
Think about it.
Think about your leads.
I need to be.
No, honestly though, if we're talking like pure,
Survival.
not survival, but potential.
Okay. Not survival. Potential. What a girl. Pure potential.
Think about it. Football, basketball.
Well, you got both genetics. You got-
Yeah. Just play football while the saber-tooth tiger's trying to eat you.
No. I'm talking about like how.
Yeah, just dunk on the saber-tooth tiger.
No, we're not talking about like
Just do a crossover.
2,000 years ago. We're talking about like within the next 50 years, my kids versus your kids.
Yeah, just break the
Football,
ankles.
basketball.
I'm putting my kids on test at 3.
Okay.
So, doesn't matter.
There's going to be like a
As soon as
meatball.
my son can walk, he's going on
Yeah,
test.
right. Tristan's going to name his kid like
Galley's going to
Leonidas
come
and,
in.
like, put him out in the woods.
He's going to be Leonidas. Oh, I swear, yeah. I'll definitely leave him outside for a couple nights.
Dumb, dude.
That's how I was raised.
It's good.
I was left outside
Listen, bro.
many times. Last thing we want to shout out. So, new sponsor of the podcast is these cookies.
Very good cookies.
This cookie here is looks like an oatmeal cookie, right? Yeah, oatmeal sandwich. This is an oatmeal sandwich cookie. This looks fire. This is the Oreo cookie. Yeah, come over here. Come explain them. Whatever you want to do. I believe it's Aaliyah's Bakery. Yes. Yeah, come in here. Explain these.
best
You're gonna be
cookies.
close to a mic. Grab this mic right here. Yeah.
Well, the main thing is that it's all simple ingredients. Like whenever you get a crumble cookie, you're having 1,000 calories, 1,000 ingredients that you can't pronounce. And so all of these ingredients, you know them, they're simple, and they taste really great. You guys can all try them.
Which one should I try right
This one's
now?
an oatmeal cream sandwich. This one's a cookies and cream. Now, this one is actually my brother's favorite. It's chocolate chipless chocolate chip cookie. So it's a chocolate chip cookie, but with no chips.
Yes, those are all mine.
Why don't you like the chocolate?
It's just this. When I was young, this one time, I got it.
Nothing happened to him when he was young.
Okay, it says that.
Ruin my story. All right, guys. So make sure you guys. Where can they get the cookies? They want to buy the cookies. Where can they buy the cookies? No brokies. These aren't brokey cookies. Okay.
Aaliyah's Bakery, and they'll be available next week.
And you need to be able to pass a credit report if you're buying these cookies. And we have financing options.
No 400 credit scores.
No. I'll leave it at that. So, guys, Aaliyah's Bakery cookies. Make sure you check these out. I want to take a bite of one. Which one should I bite? Mine.
Do the oatmeal one.
What if I took a bite and just instantly just project? What if I took a projectile? What if I just took a bite and projectile threw up? That was yeah.
I'll do the oatmeal one too.
Oh my god.
Portnoy rating.
Yeah, you can do a Portnoy rating. Which one'd you grab?
Chocolate chip.
You don't like oatmeal?
Bro.
Here, split this other piece, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some milk.
I might
Fire.
stop selling life insurance, just sell these.
Cookies all day.
It'd be a good job, like a cookie tester.
You are a cookie tester. That's the only thing you do.
You're
bro. That's insane. What do you think?
Go try that, bro.
10 out of...
Yeah, way better than crumble. With crumble, after you eat crumble, you just like want to sleep for like 3 days.
It's only been 13 seconds. How do you know you're not going to want to sleep?
Right after you eat crumble.
Crumble?
He just
How's
eats
like-
crumble. It's a Xanax on him.
200 grams of sugar, bro. It's like insanely bad for you. Try the
Those
oatmeal, bro.
They're good.
You two remind me of that future song Perky's Calling.
Oh,
That was your nickname in middle school, Perk 30 Justin.
what was your nickname?
My nickname was Leonidas.
No, it wasn't.
Insane. These are insane, guys. All right, well, super raunchy pod. Yeah, another episode of Adversity Kings. I hope you guys liked it. I'm going to try to have a box of these always so you guys can always see them. At least the box for the cookies. I want you guys to always see these cookies. It should make me $1 million if I can exploit this part of my family. It's kind of my only business right now.
You're not allowed in it.
Exploit my family. So, hey, this was a fire episode. Shout out to Julian Niewiadomski. Did 43,000 a week. If you guys want any consulting on how to do 43,000 a week, hit up Julian. He's not going to train you for free, but he is looking to do potential partnerships as well. So you have a license, you have experience, you got an opportunity to potentially work with him, but also to learn from him as well. And same deal with Justin. You know, he's coming up on probably making close to $1 million in the insurance space as well, gross income. Consulting, you know, he can show you again potential partnerships. You need a license, you need proof of production. You're not working with anybody. So, anything else you guys want to add?
That's it.
Cool. Let's go. Let's do it.
Buy some cookies.